All right. My name is Mitchell Doran. I'm a nurse. I am a male nurse. You don't have to call me that, though. You can just say nurse. It's okay. I think we're about the only profession that you get away with that. I'll walk into a room and people will be like, oh, a man. We've never had a male nurse before. Can we take a picture of you? We just want to show all our friends and family this man nurse. Do you still have your testicles, sir? Can you imagine if I got pulled over, rolled down my window and went, whoa, a lady cop? I've never seen a lady cop before. Woman doing a man job? Can I just take a picture of you really quick? I don't know if they give them real guns, but probably shoot me. I like being a nurse, though. I do. It's a good job. Nursing during the pandemic was absolutely crazy, though. I remember in the beginning, I was sitting in the break room with this really old nurse. We were watching the news, and she told me, she's like, I think this is going to be really bad. And I was like, no, it's going to be fine. It's just SARS all over again. But my brother-in-law lives in China, and I knew it was really bad. I didn't want to upset her. But you remember in the beginning, we didn't even have a single COVID patient in this province, and people were like, thank you. Thank you so much for your sacrifice. We had nobody here. I could go to McDonald's and get a free coffee every day. I could go to Bar Burrito, get a free burrito every day. I could go to Costco. Remember they had the line of people outside the building? I could go right to the front, show my ID, go in. Some of the women I work with are like, I'd never do that. I did that every day. I loved it. That was the first time in my life that I felt like a pretty woman. I just go to the front. Sometimes I wouldn't even buy anything. Do you remember you guys, you would go outside your houses and bang your pots and pans together? Because that's what we wanted you to do after we work a night shift. Bang your pots and pans together on your lawn. But then some time goes by and it's actually really bad. I remember going into one patient's room. We didn't have vaccines or anything yet. And I was like, I might die. And you remember the mask they give us in nursing, the N95 mask. When we were in school, early parts of our career, they told us, like, you can use this mask one time. You have to take it off very carefully. And then supply chains became an issue, and they were like, this is your mask forever. You can wear this mask every day. You can bring this mask home and let your kids play with this mask. And then bring it back and use it again. And then when we'd leave the hospital, instead of a free coffee and a burrito, it's some dude in steel-toe boots who probably failed grade 9 math 6 times. And he's like, it's not real. It's a hoax. The vaccine is gonna kill you. Let us see inside the ICU. There's nobody inside the ICU. A lot of those guys did get to see the inside of the ICU. I think the worst thing that came out of the pandemic, though, is that family medicine has just been ruined. And I'm going to explain a little bit, and if you're a family doctor here and you think I'm wrong, just be quiet. You make enough money to just be silent for a moment. So before the pandemic, okay, if you wanted to have a phone consultation with a patient, you couldn't bill the same amount as an in-person consultation, because it's hard to assess somebody if they have a Snapchat filter of a dog on their face. But then COVID necessitated change. So then they could bill the same amount. So then the family doctors were like, I could have 80,000 patients, it's cool. I'll just call them. And then the pandemic ended. I went to see my family doctor the other day. I made an appointment. And I walked into the waiting room and it's just full to the brim. And there's a woman behind plexiglass. And I walk up and I give her my health card and I'm like, I have an appointment. And she goes, okay, did you change your address? I was like, no. Did you change your phone number? Who changes their phone number? I'm not a criminal. Same phone number. And then she asks you, what are you here for? Which I don't feel like they should be able to ask that, because sometimes it's a sensitive issue. So, I'm like, I'm just here because my testicles are too big. And she's like, sir, I can't hear you. Could you speak up? My testicles are too big. He's like, sir, I can't hear you. And I'm like, my testicles are too big. Okay, it's a problem. They're too big. And she's like, enlarged testicles. It's like she's a waitress at a 1950s diner, just shouting the order to everybody. And then I gotta go sit. I gotta go sit in the waiting room with all these sad people, and I can see them looking, right? They're trying to think like, how big is he talking? And then they lie to you, right? They take you to that little room, and they're like, the doctor will be with you in a minute. No. And they leave you there, and you don't want to take out your phone because you don't want to seem like a scroller if your doctor walks in. So you just look around. The tongue depressors, cotton swabs, some posters. And then eventually they come and they knock. Why do they knock? What am I going to be doing? But I'll tell you something about the knock. The knock is an opportunity to change the power dynamic between you and your physician. Because when they knock, you say, hey, hang on. Give me a minute. Wait, almost done. Wait. Okay. Yeah, you can come in. Now they're going to come in and they're going to be like, is everything okay? Yeah, it's fine, man. No problem. I went to see my family doctor. He walks in. He's like, what are you here for? Which, first of all, you heard her. Everybody in this clinic knows what I'm here for. But they have to ask you because you've been there so long it might have changed. My family doctor came in and he was like, what are you here for? And I was like, I honestly can't remember. But I've been reading all of these posters and I think I need a pap smear. I took my dog to the vet recently. My dog was having some issues. And I was talking to the vet, and first of all, veterinarians have way better bedside manner than every physician I've ever met. Never once has my family doctor rubbed my tummy and told me I was a good boy. Or fed me a treat. Never. My wife, she's always like, Mitch, you can't make fun of physicians. You work with physicians. We like our family doctor. We have family members who are physicians. I always tell her the same thing. I'm like, honey, if they get upset, I'll just sit beside one of their patients. They'll never see me again. But my veterinarian, she's amazing. She's comforting me. She says, okay, you know what? We'll do some blood work. We'll do some imaging. And if your dog needs surgery, we'll give her surgery. It's like, okay, we got to go to some other place, like Life Labs, to get blood work? She's like, no, we'll do the blood work here. We'll do the imaging here. And if your dog needs surgery, we'll do it here. My family doctor wouldn't cut a lump out of the bottom of my foot. My veterinarian will give breast implants to a parakeet on a picnic table. No questions asked. So I did the reasonable thing. I went home, I got my other dog. I brought him in. And she's like, oh, I didn't know what's going on with him. And I was like, well, sometimes if I give him water before he's eaten, he'll throw up. And he gets a little sad in the winter. And could you just look at his testicles? Like, do those seem like a normal size to you? Like, what's the normal size, the ratio, right, between testicle and body? I've been putting my vet down as my family doctor on every form I fill out. Because I honestly think she'll do more for me. At the very least, she'll come to my bedside when I'm dying and be like, you've been a really good boy, Mitch. You've been a really good boy. That's my time, folks. Thanks so much.